Hello, my sweets. Welcome to Dessert Talk Live with Cupcakeology. I'm Jen, and here is where we get to talk all things dessert, yummy, yummy desserts, nice recipes, things you've been baking up at home. Hold on, let me adjust this real quick. I feel like I'm looking down at you guys. Hey, here I am. So, yeah, we talk all things dessert here, delicious recipes, things you guys bake up at home, our favorite childhood baking memories. And if you guys are opening up a bakery or a dessert shop or a bakery in your home, here is where we discuss it. Ask me anything. I like a dialogue. So, if you have any questions, comments, please. Here is where it is. Hi, Kara. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have a great show tonight. If you guys know any brides, grooms, any couples getting married, tonight is the show that we're going to discuss how to not get bamboozled when shopping for your wedding cake. So first things first, thank you guys so much for the awesome feedback with our cake batter. If you're new to Cupcakeology, we have been retailing our very own cake batter that we use in the store, and you guys now can bake just like us with our homemade cake batter. It's called Cupcakeology Cake Batter. All you do is open it, scoop it, and you just bake it, and voila, you're the best baker ever. Rob and I have started a YouTube channel, so make sure you go over and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our desserts. We post every Wednesday morning, and we also run the video live, and the last one has gotten a lot of good feedback. We did cupcake sugar cones, which were amazing, and my kids helped out with that, and it was so fun. And then my son said, hey mom, can you put in some cookie dough? Because we just love to eat cookie dough here. Anybody love to eat cookie dough? So we put cookie dough in our red velvet, and it turned out to be amazing. And we decorated them like ice cream cones, and they went over so well. So thank you guys for the good feedback. I am so glad you're enjoying the videos, and I'm so glad you're enjoying the batter, which of course, because you love our cupcakes and our cake. So of course you guys love the batter because it's the same one. So I appreciate that. And I also have a coupon code, of course. Every Monday when I do Dessert Live, I have a coupon for you, for you guys to head on over to www.cupcakeologypa.com and put in Pro Baker 5, because this is our 5th episode. So Pro Baker 5, and you'll get $5 off your 3-pound tub of cake batter. Okay. So Kira says, are you guys hiring? Kira, I am not hiring right now. However, I always encourage you to send in your, if you have a resume or your history, your work history, and photos that you may have done over to cupcakeologypa@yahoo.com. And I keep it on file. So, because things pop up, out of nowhere, and I may just need someone really quickly. So I like to go through resumes and kind of talk to people ahead of time. So thanks for inquiring about that. I appreciate it. So tonight we're going to talk about wedding cake, guys. And I've been doing a lot of fall wedding season is coming up, and I've been doing a lot of consultations. And the one pattern I've been seeing is once we get down to the prices of our wedding cakes at Cupcakeology, everybody looks surprised. Like, oh, really? Oh, that's it? And I'm like, okay, so, because this has become all too common, which is great. But I want to know why. So I started asking, and people have been telling me that, of course you want to try out other bakeries, and that's all completely fine because you want to get a taste of everybody and, price shop and things like that. That's fine. But they say that prices are astronomical. They feel like it's just because they're shopping for a wedding cake. Now we know you guys I've done it almost 14 years ago. Rob and I have been married for almost 14 years this October. So I've done it, and we spend thousands of dollars on our wedding. And this is coming from you guys, not from me. You guys are saying that you feel like that you're getting a price hike just because you're saying, hey, I need a wedding cake. So I want to give you guys some tips on kind of what to say, and I hope I don't get blacklisted from other bakeries, but I just want to give you guys some tips on what to say, kind of to gauge if you're getting priced right or if you're getting a price hike just because you're ordering a wedding cake. So what I would do is maybe call a bakery before you set your tasting appointment. Call a bakery and maybe ask them just the general price on, let's say, a basic 3-tier cake, right? How much do you charge per slice for a basic 3-tier cake? People call me with that, and it's kind of hard, but if you say basic, we do start off with a basic, and then we go up from there depending on, how detailed your cake is going to be. So I think you can get kind of like a price with that. And then number 2, I would ask them, what is the difference between a birthday cake and a wedding cake? Because of course you can get a birthday cake, which is usually lighter in texture, and you can get a wedding cake, which a lot of people like to get pound cake. Not everyone. But a lot of people like to get pound cake. So you should ask for a pound cake price as well, because pound cake is usually always going to be higher because it just has different ingredients in there. That good old fashioned ingredients. But I would get the price difference for that. And I will kind of make my decision there and to see if you guys want to go ahead and book the tasting. But just I just don't understand. If you come to Cupcakeology and you ask for a 3-tier 50th birthday cake, and then I give you a price, and then someone comes for a 3-tier wedding cake, if it's the same cake, it's the same price. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. But you guys have been saying that, what you've been seeing seems like that you're getting a higher price just because you're saying wedding, and everyone knows you have to have that wedding cake. So just to kind of get more knowledgeable, I would definitely try those things when you're calling around for wedding tastings. And number 2, so if you decide to get to whatever bakery you decide, and you call for that tasting and you make your appointment, while you're at your appointment and you're tasting, I would ask them if you're getting if this is going to be the same cake as I'm going to have at my wedding. Because again, now this is what you guys have been telling me, but sometimes the cake that is served at the wedding tasting is a little different than the cake that was served at your actual wedding. And I know I've been a guest at a few weddings, and I've been highly disappointed because everyone knows that I love my cake and I'm very critical about my cake. And but they said, when they had the wedding tasting, everything was fresh and it was delicious. So I know some bakeries freeze their cakes. So I would just ask those questions. Just ask if the cake is going to be freshly baked and prepared for the wedding, or is my cake going to be frozen? Not to say that frozen cake is bad. I mean, certain cake does freeze well. But it's just, if you're tasting it fresh and then it's going to be frozen, served at your wedding, it might taste a little different. So I would just ask that question. Taste is everything, Janine Darden. Absolutely. I mean, listen, there is nothing like going to a wedding, right? You see this beautiful cake and you're staring at it and you're like, I cannot wait until they serve dinner so I can get to this wedding cake. And you taste that puppy and it's like, oh, why couldn't it taste how it looked? How many of you guys have really encountered that? I mean, you were just like drooling over this cake, right? And then they go and finally serve it and you go to sneak you 2 pieces because you think it's going to be as good as it looks, and you taste it and you have to gently open up your napkin and lay your napkin right over your plate and scoot it to the side because you ain't eating that thing no more. I know I am not the only one. Yes, our cake is always fresh. Our cake is always fresh. We have one little freezer that's for extra ingredients. We don't freeze cakes. We just don't do that. It's not our process. But anyway, so that's what I would do. I would go ahead and I would ask those questions while I'm tasting, because the more questions you ask, the more you know, the better you can make your decision. And another thing is, people always ask me, is it better to get a cake or is it better to get cupcakes? Well, that's truly up to you. I can give you the pros and cons of each, but that's truly up to you. Some caterers charge per slice when they slice up the cake, so getting cupcakes will alleviate that, but sometimes it's wrapped up in your price, so it really doesn't matter anyway. So cakes are more traditional, of course, and if you get tiered cakes, you can definitely get different flavors in your cakes. But sometimes for a price factor, it depends on what your budget is too. You can also get cupcakes at a cheaper price sometimes, because you can decorate cupcakes to match your theme, and you don't have to pay anything extra. Now, if you get like sugar flowers or some type of fondant decoration, then you're probably going to get charged per cupcake, and it might go over the top of if you're getting priced for a cake, because with a cake, the decoration is just one time. For cupcakes, if you want each individual cupcake decorated, then you're getting charged extra per cupcake, so it could get pretty pricey. But it's up to you. It depends on what you like your display to look like. And you can still get that small wedding cake at the top. Some people like to have that cutting cake for their photos, which is fine, and that's good. You can still be traditional in that matter, and then people can come up and they can just get their own dessert. And they always ask me how many flavors they think they should get, right? So I would suggest no more than 3 flavors, because face it, people get greedy, okay? They see all these delicious flavors, and Uncle Joe or Aunt Jackie might want to get a couple of cupcakes on their plate just to taste a couple flavors. Janine, serve a smaller cake with a sheet cake. So yeah, that's definitely that's what we do too. Something different. If you're feeding a whole lot of people, we get a lot of big weddings, and if you're feeding like 150, 200 plus people, it's definitely cheaper. Maybe you get like a smaller tiered cake, right? Or just a few dozen cupcakes for a small display, and then we'll make you a sheet cake that's the same style and the same flavor as your cake, because they're cutting it in the back anyway, so no one knows the difference. So that's another tip on what you should do. Thank you, Janine, so much for bringing that up. That's something different that we can do too, and that'll save you on cost. I mean, it's all about cost these days, guys. Things are so expensive. Marcia, thank you so much for checking in. Is delivery supposed to be high? It all depends on your where your venue is compared to where the bakery is. So they should definitely be able to tell you up front how much their delivery starts, like where it starts, and then how much per mile after that it's going to be. That shouldn't be a guess. That should be something that could be answered up front. But, and it all depends on what you're talking high. So I don't know. What are you talking high? How much is high? But yeah, they start at a price, and then depending on how far from the bakery, they'll charge you like that. Kristen, hey, thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. So our bride and grooms basically ask questions. Okay, ask questions, because you shouldn't just be getting a super high price just because you're getting married and they know you need this dessert, and it's just not right. I mean, it's all about integrity, but like I said, the tip number 1, call the bakery first and ask them, how much it is for a simply designed tiered cake before you even mention that it's a wedding. And number 2, ask them the difference between a pound cake and the difference between a birthday cake, because that can change too. And also ask, sometimes people want tall wedding cakes, so that could be a difference in price too. When you get a birthday cake, it's not usually that tall, but sometimes people want the extra tall. That's really popular these days. I've been doing a lot of extra tall cakes, so that's definitely a different price as well. But again, all that up front, no guesses. Marcia, I was told 150 from Drexel Hill to cut. Girl, I don't even want to ask what bakery that is. I am so sorry to laugh. I keep it real, but that seems high for me. But I don't know. But I think that's a half a cake. Yeah, that's high. That's high. Don't be afraid to pay for quality. That is true. Now, that's another thing too. Grocery stores, BJ's, everybody is doing wedding cakes now. I've been seeing. I think that's crazy. Girl, I don't even want to know the name of the bakery. But honestly, I think that's high. I really do. But yeah, that quality thing, you get what you pay for. You know, we have super high quality here at Cupcakeology. I feel like we're fairly priced, reasonably priced. Oh, can't talk tonight because I didn't have my dinner yet. But you get what you pay for. We know that you guys are getting married. We know that you guys, everything else, you know, you're on a budget. We have things for all types of budgets. You come in with a small budget, you'll get something good. Your guests will be pleased. You have a big budget, of course you'll get something good and your guests will be overly pleased. But either way, we have something for the small to the huge budget at Cupcakeology. So just don't come in with caviar taste and tuna fish money. Okay, because I can't help you with that. But if you're open-minded, we can definitely give you something that you'll be happy with, and your guests and company will still be talking about that cake or cupcakes you got from Cupcakeology. I didn't know you were so close to my venue. Oh, Marcia, well, you know for next time, not to say you're going to get married again, but you definitely know for other events that you're going to have in your life, anniversaries and things like that. But congratulations to you, girl. That's still exciting, and I wish you and your groom-to-be best of luck on your wedding journey. That's exciting. So, guys, any other questions? Anything that you have to ask Cupcakeology? I'm here. Rob is here. Even if you're watching the playback, please comment below. I answer. Rob answers. But we're here to serve you guys. You know that. I mean, this is our life's joy. Rob always tells me, you know, hey babe, you're doing a good job. And I say the same thing to him. And we're trying to do big things for y'all. And we're so happy that you're following. And hi, Miss New York. Are you caviar taste with tuna fish money, girl? That is my Miss New York. How is your daughter, by the way? I know she's grown. She was one of my first customers from out of state when we started shipping cupcakes a few years back. So thank you so much for continuing to follow us. I appreciate it. Marcia, oh, not ordered yet. I'll be in touch with you soon. Okay. As long as you didn't put down a deposit, because you just want to make sure you're going to be able to get that deposit back. But we're here. Just give us a call. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. And we'll definitely hook you up. I'll be happy to meet you. I can't wait to meet you guys. But yes, again, thank you so much for following us. We're doing big things over at Cupcakeology. Like I said, follow us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. I mean, our recipes, we're thinking of crazy recipes that you can do with cake batter. I never knew that you can do so much with a simple cake batter. But if you could do it, we'll show you how. And holidays are coming up, and we know y'all don't have time to be baking from scratch. And forget all that box cake stuff. That's old school now. You don't have to do it. Don't worry about sprucing up box cake to try to make it taste like homemade cake, because we got you covered. Cake batter. Go on tonight, www.cupcakeologypa.com. Put in ProBaker5 as your coupon code, and you guys can get $5 off a 3-pound tub of cake batter. Okay? So Mia, she'll be a senior this year. That is crazy. I know you're going crazy. We'll definitely have to do her wedding cake when that day comes. Girl, she's a senior. We're not even going to talk about that. But you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's my dinner time. But like I said, if you're watching this and if you know any brides or grooms and they could use some of these tips, please share this with them. Don't keep this good info to yourself, okay? Please share it with them. If you have any questions after the live is over and you're watching the playback, just send us a comment and we'll write back, okay? Love you guys. Thanks again. Dessert Talk, episode 5. And make sure you comment on what you want to hear next, okay? If you're starting up a food business, a home business, we have those videos over on our YouTube also. So make sure you head on over there and subscribe, okay? Have a wonderful night. Take care and keep sweet.